Hello, hello, hello. Let's go, Sammy. 3, 2. There you are, pal. Sammy's
Hey guys, love you guys, miss you guys. Happy Merry Christmas and Happy New Year. This is going to be a good New Year, I think. A lot of interactions, all kinds of things going on. I did an interview this morning with a Canadian company, guy from Canada, and all kinds of wild shit, all kinds of wild questions. So there's all kinds of things going on. And I'll get into them through this call a little bit, here and there. And I think this call right now, because I got it up to my fucking, I don't have a hair on my head. And I'm going to explode maybe here and there. I don't know. We'll see. And what's my girl over there who asks me them tough questions?
Janet in PA.
Janet in PA? No, my also asks me these tough questions, Janet.
What's your New Year's resolution, Sammy? Is the same one every year?
My New Year's resolution, I've made it for 22 years. I'm going to stop smoking.
Bravo.
But I'm not going to stop smoking. I really am. I've got to the point where I'm disgusted with it. It doesn't taste good. It doesn't smell good. It's starting to annoy me. And I went to doctors and I did a blood thing. That's a whole thing. They took a pint of blood out. They spray something in there, and then they shoot oxygen in, and it clears your blood and whatever it's supposed to do. And then they put that pint back in you. Now they're going to do another thing they told me, and they put stem cells in there. I'm getting my shots again. That helps me have more energy and stuff like that, and it helps my pee-pee to get a little bit stronger. Because not getting the shots of testosterone, my levels went down. My pee-pee? Did I say that?
It's like you're violating HIPAA right now on yourself. Bose Cobra says, "Stop the baloney, Sammy. Stop the baloney."
Stop the baloney. Okay, I've been hearing mafia, expressions all over the place. Stop the baloney. I've heard the weirdest expressions in the mafia. All my life in the mafia, in gangs, I never heard those. I think I had an uncle one time who told me, "Stop the baloney." We took him out. He was a threat to the family.
You didn't see him no more.
Didn't see him no more. Fuck you and stop the baloney. So
hilarious.
It was great.
Yeah. How was your Christmas?
My Christmas was good. I went by my son's house, and Christmas Eve and Christmas Day, and my son cooks, magnificent lasagna, all these things. And when I left, I forgot to take the stuff home. And the next day I wanted to eat. I was looking for lasagna. I couldn't find it. And then I made him drive here and drop off some lasagna. And he told me how to warm it up. I never knew this. I just put it in the microwave 3 minutes or something. But he said that you can't do that. Now let me tell you, for the women who are listening, here's what he told me. If you do that, the inside don't get warm. You burn the outsides. So you get a paper towel and wet it. Put it over the thing. Put it in the microwave for 30 seconds. Shuts off. Leave it alone for 10 seconds. Then hit 30 seconds again. Take it out. Leave it alone. Put it back. Another 30 seconds. And it gradually gets the whole thing warm inside and out and everywhere. And it works. It works. So thank you, Gerard. Wherever you are. I think he's sneaking with broads. I don't know where he is, this kid.
He's playing Santa Claus.
He's playing Santa Claus again.
Hide the cannoli.
Hide the cannoli. That's exactly where he is, probably. So, and one of his girlfriends got in touch with me, and she says, "Oh, I'm dating your son, and he's a producer." And I said, hold up. He told you he's a producer? I said, he's not a producer. I'm a producer. He's lying to you. Did he get you in bed, bro? And Daddy's the producer.
Yeah.
You're in bed with the wrong guy.
Oh my God. Would she say, "Oh my God"?
No, she was laughing. I love my son. I says, no, he is a producer.
Absolutely. All right, Amina, we have some. Are those from rthing.tv?
Yes.
Awesome. I'm going to hand it over. Go, Amina.
Hello, everyone. I hope everybody had a great Christmas. Sammy, are you ready to start?
I'm ready to start. I'm ready to go. I'm ready to fight. I'm ready to do whatever.
We have Kenneth S. He says, Sammy, were you aware that the commission reinstated the full-blooded Italian Sicilian rule for made men in 2000 according to Salvatore Vitali?
I don't know what that rule is, what you're talking about. Salvatore Vitali, oh my God, was a prison guard. And they made him. Joe Messina knew him from a kid. He knew he was a fucking cop, a prison guard. He's a cop. And he made him. Then he made him a captain. Then he made him the underboss. I mean, nobody knew it. If we would have found that out, we would have killed Joe Messina and Sal right away. And proof in the pudding. The first time he got pushed, he ratted, and everybody got in trouble. So fuck Sal Vitali. Whatever he says, I don't care. I don't pay him no mind. I don't think he's dead yet. I know Joe Messina died. I'm not sure if he died. I think good-looking Sal. He had fucking, fuck him, good-looking Sal. Looked like my ass, he looked like, with a nose stuck on it. So, fuck good-looking Sal. I don't care what he says. Is that an answer? I'm not sure if that's an answer.
Moving on to Redman. Redman asks, Sammy, I watched the interview with Patrick Bet-David and John Gotti Jr. I was wondering how you felt about that interview and when Jr. said that you weren't at the Castellano hit. He said Bobby Borriello was sitting where you say you were.
Yeah. The kid said a lot of things, and I got trapped into this conversation this morning with those people in Canada. Same question. Now, I got a couple of answers. I'm not going to get into the whole thing, but I will. I mean, saying that I wasn't the creator of that, the organizer of that, and sitting in the seat where I was sitting, the FBI is lying, the DEA is lying, the New York State police are lying. There's a couple of people who cooperated and said the same fucking thing. I was there. Bobby Borriello may have been part of the hit, but he wasn't there, sitting in the seat. So it was total bullshit. That's all I could say. I mean, mostly everything he said, this kid, was bullshit. What really has me angry, I don't want to fucking even bother what he says. It's so ridiculous. He says he barely knew me. When he got made, I'm the guy who headed the ceremony. I made him. When he became a captain, me and Frankie LaCasio went there and made him a captain. You don't know me? He said really ridiculous things. He says his father made him a civilian. There is no such animal. When you're made, you're a made man for life. There's one way in, you take the oath, there's one way out when you're dead. There's no way out. Now, a boss could break you from a captain down to a made guy. He could put you on a shelf. They cannot take away when you are made. You take away something that somebody went through and knows, then you kill him. If you want to take it away. He's dead. But there's no way to become a civilian. There's no such thing. Even Michael Franchise walked away. I heard him in a video. He said it. You can't walk away. You could walk away, but you're not a civilian. You're always a made guy. You could be dying of cancer. And you're upstate New York and you're somewhere, you're still a made guy, always. There's no such thing as a civilian. And then he was talking about me, about that 16-year-old kid, I forget his name, Kaiser. Now he said, talking about his father, the guy had an accident and killed his kid by a car accident. The guy is a civilian. Innocent guy. Accident. He went to the house to try to apologize. The wife hit him with a bat. They chased him out. John Gotti told me himself, I'm going to take him out. I said to John Gotti, John, don't do this. Don't do it. Why, Sammy? Listen, it'll come out. It was an accident. It's not for the guy. I don't know the guy. But the people will fucking hate you for this. You can kill a guy because of an accident. And he admitted to it, John Jr. He said his father was a hero for doing that. I'm a villain because I shot some kid. I didn't shoot him. That's a lie too, but I'm a villain. His father's a hero for killing it. What about that guy's mother, father, sister, brother, wife, kids? What about his family? You want to talk about Kaiser's family? What about his family? Then he swore on his dead son's grave, John Jr. said. Now, that's horrible. Now, he did swear on his son's grave not to kill Willie Boy Johnson if he wouldn't cooperate. He wouldn't cooperate, he didn't cooperate, but as soon as he got out, he put a hit on him and killed him. So I guess his son's grave meant nothing to him. Another thing that meant nothing to him is when he was dying, the guy was going to come and give him his last rites, and he waved the more fuck God. Now, that you look what you just, John Gotti Sr. must be rolling in his grave over that thing. You showed that he don't give a fuck about God. He don't give a fuck about his dead son's lying about that. So this was, but what really pissed me off with this whole fucking thing was that Patrick McDavid did this interview. Everybody knows there's 302s he ratted. Why didn't Patrick McDavid fact check and talk to him about it? He came out and did a script. He told a story. He must have practiced it 100 times. Even when Patrick tried to interrupt once, he says, "Oh, hold on, I don't mean to be disrespectful," and just kept talking. He was scripted with it. It was all bullshit. Everything in it. John Gotti, like I said, must be rolling in his grave, what he just did. And I look at it that he's mad at me because of the dad and me and our relationship and what happened. I could blow it off a little bit. But to go to the degree that he went through, it's disgraceful and disgusting. Matter of fact, he made his father look 10 times worse. He admitted that he lied about killing the neighbor. And he obviously, there's all kinds of things that put me in that car. Why the fuck would I confess to 2 fucking murders if I wasn't there and didn't do it? How would that help me? That I confessed to it and took the weight for it. But they knew it anyway. I didn't have to confess, they already knew. And they knew exactly what I did. There's tapes. The FBI, what do you think? They're fucking clowns? So, I wish I didn't do it. It wouldn't be on my list. And show me how confessing to that made me better. It helped me.
Fat Irish 90 is saying that was the biggest softball interview, and I like Patrick Bet-David, but he didn't challenge him, he didn't fact check him, he didn't nothing. He fact checked that the Rockefeller lady that came and said she was sex trafficked by Rockefeller. He fact checked her more. He was way harder on her, a sex trafficking survivor.
It's harder on everybody. I don't understand the thing. Here's what I think happened. I like Patrick too. I get along with him. I used to get along with him very good. I don't know more. I'm done with that. He don't know that. He might not know it on this interview. But what he did was disgusting. Here's what I think he did. I think he did this interview knowing that it would break my balls. Everybody would see it. He'd get a couple of million views, right? Then he'd say, "Sammy, come on down, I'll give you a platform and you can do that." So he gets another couple of million views off of me. You're not using me that way. You deal with some other fucking gangsters who don't know how to think, who got their fingers fucking so far up their ass, they don't even know what they're talking about. I'm getting disgusted with all these fucking bullshit things. Yeah. But I think that's what he was thinking. But I didn't respond to Patrick, and have no intentions to. I was thinking to doing this interview with Anthony and a few other people. Even Michael Franchise said, he walked away, but he even said in an interview, I saw it, and I'll use it, whether he likes it or not, is that you can't walk away from the life. You could walk away, but you're not a civilian. You're always a made guy. And if you walk away and they decide to kill you, especially if you cooperate, that's what they do. But, so the whole thing, all of these interviews, you know, the mafia is a beautiful thing with people have stories and talk about them. I've seen a lot of people talk, and it was a pleasure to listen to, not myself, but other people. Now there's people here who are just, they're destroying the mafia more than anything. The image of it. All these crybaby, lying bullshits back and forth. And most of them don't have a story. And they have this stupid fucking plan. If I fucking say something about Sammy, he's going to answer. And now people will listen to me and him arguing back and forth so that they can build up their subscribers. Mm-hmm. That's as simple as that. It sounds crazy and fucking retarded, but that's what it is. That's what they're doing. I'm disgusted with it. I really am.
You know, I hope it's okay that I say this, but a lot of people don't know that Patrick, and I want to check the timing on this. Patrick actually offered you a spot on his team to come co-host with him. I was there. I was at the table. I heard the whole conversation. The conversation happened several times because he kept pursuing Sammy. Sammy, out of the goodness of his heart, came down, did the whole election night thing. It was a blast. We love the way Patrick does, you know, has built this empire, and that's great. I respect the businessman and all that stuff. But if you're going to play with Sammy like that, I mean, you're a dad, you're a brother, you're a son, you're all these things. You shook his hand, you broke bread with him at the table. Why?
It's because of, I don't know why. Maybe to goat me into doing a big interview with him again. Now, it's a good point. He asked me to come down. I not only brought Anna, I brought Anna's son, I brought my son, I brought another woman who's working with me, 5 people to back him with his show. Did he call me and tell me I'm doing this interview? I would have told him, okay, that's the business you're in, do the interview. I'll give you all the fucking information you need. 302s, every fucking thing. But he didn't ask me. He just did it. And that's why I'm a little disturbed at that. More than listening to this kid. This kid did not even belong in the fucking life. I could have 10 people on this show, heavyweights, telling you when John went to jail and made him an acting boss, nobody wanted to talk to him. Nobody even wanted to bother with him. He's a joke. A steroid freak. He goes in to have his son go fight, what's his name? The black guy there. Mayweather. There's a problem in the thing, and they're saying the N-word. They want to fight with they're a bunch of jerks. Mayweather gave him a shot to earn. They should have just shut his fucking mouth. He lost the fight. The guy beat him on points. But that's them. You know what the problem the Gottis are? John Gotti was a tough guy. No question about it. There was nobody closer to, not even his sons or anybody was any closer to him than me. We hit the fucking mattresses for years together. They think they're royalty because their last name is Gotti. They're not. I don't know what the fuck they think and why. Peter Gotti became the boss, a fucking jerk off. He's got 2 other brothers. One's a junkie, another one's a moron. And they think they're royalty. Shut your fucking mouth and go along with what your father did. What you're doing, you made a movie, it cost $10 million to make, you lost $6. You couldn't sell a $3 fucking DVD. Everything he's done is a fucking failure. Now you want to come out with your fucking speech about me and about your father. He's a warrior because he killed this guy. He's a legitimate guy who was in a car accident. And you killed him. After getting advice not to. And to you, he's Gangaden. He's fucking the bomb doing that. What's my people are shaking that? What happened?
You're getting a lot of support in the chat, Sammy. Everybody's saying absolutely that was a softball interview, that it was just bullshit.
It was a bullshit interview. And allowing him to do that. I don't care if you do an interview with him, but fact check him. Mm-hmm. Get the facts. And I think he knew a lot of the facts. Why he didn't want to fact check him is beyond. He was actually feeling sorry for him.
Yeah. Listen,
the kid said he dragged his son for 700 feet. Think about it, Pete, please, ladies and gentlemen, think about it. If you hit a kid by accident, first of all, you would go for the break right away. Even I would, immediately. Mm-hmm. Secondly, a mini bike is a big thing. You mean to say that thing was under the car ain't bouncing around, going over this thing and dragging it 700 feet? Not a bullshit story. To make it more dramatic, the kid was dead. And it hurt the family. It hurt the mother. He admitted on the fucking thing. A mother lost it, he says. My mother lost it years ago. I had said once she was a little cuckoo. John told me himself. My wife is out of her mind. He said it now. So what I said, you can't say that she's out of her mind because she lost her son. I get it. It's horrible. And if she lost her mind a little bit, I'm not mad at her. I didn't mean anything in any way. But now you said it. So what kind of an interview? And this is out of your mouth. You want to talk about me?
Well, there are a lot of comments in Patrick's thread on that interview of how they agree. They're saying the same thing. You're going to let him just say stuff like that and not say nothing? Like, everybody knows this. Like,
I'm surprised Patrick isn't calling me now.
He's real quiet now.
He's real quiet to me. He would call me all the time. I'm surprised he's not calling me. If you see this, Patrick, call me. But it's not going to be a good call, bro. We were friends for a lot of years. We're not anymore. My friend don't do that. I wouldn't do it to you. The people who've been breaking my balls and I've been saying, no, he's a good guy. He didn't mean anything by it. He probably did. I'm covering for you. I'm tired of it. Mm-hmm. Everybody's asking it to me, and I'm tired of covering for you. You wanted fake news, you called the media? You're fake fucking news. That fucking interview was fake fucking news. You're no better than the news media. Would you do it for viewers? You got 80 million fucking viewers. What do you want?
I love how they all use your name in their title.
I know.
Your picture in their
my
thumbnail,
picture, my name,
hashtag.
And then they get views, and people, because they think, let me hear this. Let me see what's going on. Is Sammy going to fight back? Is Sammy going to do this? No, Sammy ain't going to fight back. Sammy does what he does. I tell my story. Normally, you don't hear me talking about nobody. I talk about them. I always say that the Mafia was good people, great people. I knew their families. I love them. I don't bullshit. For me to say you're a jerk off, you're a jerk off. Or at least I feel you're a jerk off. So I'm tired of this. I've been before Christmas, even my family members, my ex-wife, why would you allow that? People like that, friends, close friends of mine. Why would you allow that, Sammy? Because they want me to react. Don't you understand? They're jealous of envious. You know, I was talking to the guy in Canada this morning, and I told him the same thing. I said, you know, you're becoming successful. Watch the way people change. And that's jealousy and envy. Nobody will call you up and say you're doing great. Then I spoke with Anthony, got on the phone, Anthony Reggiano, and he's dying to do an interview with me, with him, because he knows all about John Jr. Oh, yeah. The 302s, he ratted on Angelo, John's right-hand man, Angelo Ruggiero, and Joe Watts. Then he said, well, people I talked about are dead. No, Joe Watts is still alive today. And you ratted a long time ago. How did you get that fucking meeting with your dad in a fucking room? See how many guys who are in prison could get a personal fucking, you got a personal visit because the government was kissing your ass and put you in that room because they know you're a fucking rat. They don't give you no personal visit. When I'm doing time, I want a personal visit on a sneak. The government ain't doing that. Think about it. He's a stone cold fucking rat himself, and he wants to blame everybody for everything. Like a spoiled little brat. He's gonna eat apples off my head. Now, I'm short. He wants to eat apples off my head. Let's come down, and you know what we do? Fuck eating apples. We stand back to back like the old days. You have a gun in your hand, I have a gun in my hand. We walk 20 paces. The guy tells us to turn and shoot. We turn and shoot. Let's do it like a fucking man, eating apples. You could eat the apples off of my dick. Not off my head, the head of my dick.
Sammy, you got just everybody loving you in this chat. They completely agree with you. And Xavier James dropped in and said, your interview with Patrick interview is the highest interview still, I believe, at over 22 million views.
And the first interview I did, I gave him the courtesy. I did it. I got 22 or 23 million fucking hits. It's one of the biggest ones he ever got. And the guy does that. And every time you asked me to come down, I came down for you. You asked to do Mafia States of America, I took my whole team and we went to fucking California in the fucking mountains and did it. I stayed with you for 4 fucking days, sleeping there with my crew. Whatever you wanted. And you're gonna do an interview like that? I'm not saying don't do your interview, that's your business. Have the information.
Do it right.
Do it and do it right.
He was like CNN.
You're telling him, yeah, my father swore on his son's grave to me, John Jr., that Sammy wasn't in the car, he was in 80 miles or 8 miles or whatever he said, away. I was 80 miles away. I went on the lam and slept together in a fucking Joe Watts' fucking house with Frankie DeChico and them. From October, we didn't do the hit until December 16th. And I didn't go home until December 24th. And I wasn't part of the hit. I wish I wasn't. I wish I wasn't.
You know what I find amazing, Sammy, is you have so much more class. I know we talk harsh and locker room talk in here and whatever, but you have so much more class because you have some of the best, oh my God, gossip, you know about people's dirtiest skeletons in the vault. And you could right now if you wanted to. You don't go there. You know shit Patrick's done.
No.
You know shit that other people I'm not going to mention that bang into you all the time. You know all their dirty skeletons.
Absolutely.
And you don't even say anything.
No, because it's, first of all, I think it's like a kid or like a jerk off to do that. Mm-hmm. I can't see why. I don't want to be part of that. I'm doing movies now, 2 of them. One's a movie, the Johnny Keys movie, and one is a scripted show. You saw it came out, FX has got it, Disney, they're hot, they really want to do it, they put it out, we're working on it. I'm doing big things. Why the fuck do I want to do this shit?
Exactly.
I mean, if I got 100,000 subscribers or 200,000 or 2 million or 10 million, who gives a shit? I'm doing this because I love these people. Mm-hmm. They ask the right questions, they talk right. I feel like I'm talking with family when I talk with them. So I could explode right now with them because I feel I'm talking to family. I'm exploding in front of my family. Like I would do with my daughter, or my daughter's taking a shit fit over it. Dad, it's just fucking, it's insane. Yeah. He went, John Gotti called him and said, don't hurt Sammy's family. Well, John Jr., let me tell you something. It goes in Austria rule. We don't hurt families. Few people broke that rule, but it's not a rule that should be broken. If somebody rats, you kill him, not his wife or his kids. They didn't rat. They have nothing to do with it. You don't do that. It's against Cosa Nostra itself. And it's a disgusting thing. We're not cartels. We're the mafia. We don't shoot a fucking guy. My son was hit by a car. That guy's still alive. It was my son's fault. He took a mini bike the same way. Got hit by a car. I was at a fucking funeral, Angelo Ruggiero's funeral, and I got a call. Your son just got hit by a car on a mini bike. I almost fucking died when I heard that. I went home 100 miles an hour. I put him in a fucking hospital. Then Louis Cicenti, my driver, said, Sammy, the guy is shitting his pants. For what? What did he do? It's an accident. It's probably my son's fault. He snuck the bike out of the garage and went in at night, same as his son did. He actually came to my son's hospital, John Gotti, and saw my son and told my son. My son did the same thing and he's not here. Now, I sympathize losing a son like that, especially he was young, curly hair, beautiful kid. It's a nightmare. I get it. But it has to be a nightmare for the guy who hit him. I know if I ran over a kid and the kid died, it would be as hardcore as I'm supposed to be. It would kill me. It would break my fucking heart. But it's an accident. You know, it's not on purpose. And you can't make the difference of that. It's insanity. Then you want the guy snatched, tortured, and killed. Not even my worst enemy. I want to shoot you if you're my worst enemy. I do. I don't anymore. I'm a born-again Christian. I changed my life more than once. I don't want to hang my hat on that born-again Christian stuff. I changed my life when I left the mob. I knew the rules. I changed the life. Fuck John Gotti. Fuck the mafia, and I left. I knew exactly what I was doing. And I didn't have no worries about my family because that's just not done. I actually talked to one guy. I don't want to mention his name. And they were talking to me, my family, a lot. And I said, listen, tell them I'm not the only guy with a family. If one hair on my family's head is touched, whoever it is, my wife, my daughter, my son, I will come back and kill every fucking body. Their wives, their kids, their dogs, their cats, every fucking thing. Remember that. Joe Watts almost made a move. Joey Bellotti saved my son when he heard about it. And so that's the life. If I give it an order, you know, I did a hit. This guy in Jersey, Philadelphia. There was a brawl and I went down and Frankie Steele and I killed him. The main guys, Nicky and Joey, came back to me and said, Sammy, we're not done. I said, we're done. You got revenge. He killed your son, we killed him. He says, no, there's a son for a son. I said, what do you mean by that? He said, they do it in Italy. How old is his son? 12. I said, no, fuck yourself. I'm not doing it. I don't give a fuck what they're doing in Italy. I'm not doing it. Well, I'll go to Paul. I don't give a fuck where you go. I'm not doing it. I don't give a fuck who even tells me to do it. I'm not doing it. He went to Paul. Paul called me in. I want to tell you this story. Called me in. And he said, did you tell Nicky and Joe you didn't care who told you wouldn't do it? Absolutely, Paul. If you tell me that right now, you might as well kill me. I am not going to go kill a 12-year-old fucking kid who had nothing to do with nothing. I just can't. I can't do it. I won't do it. He said, good. I'm glad. When he came to me for permission, I told him no. If he asks you again, he's the next hit. Hit him. That's bosses. That's fucking real bosses. That's guys who fucking give a shit about Cosa Nostra. So this whole thing, this whole interview was garbage, straight out garbage. And I'm embarrassed for Patrick. I really felt he was a friend, and he broke our friendship. And I'm a type of guy, you break my fucking friendship, if I can't trust you once, fool me once. You're not going to fool me again. We're done. You don't have to call me. Let's go to another question before I blow a shit fit over here. I blow a gasket. At fucking almost 80 years old, I can't be blowing gaskets anymore.
You got a lot of fingers, Sammy.
Okay, before I ask the last question, I do want to let everybody know all of your orders were sent out before the 20th. Any orders that were sent out after the 20th are being sent out this week. They were on delay. The post office is seriously backed up.
Let me know, because that's our job to say. I'm going to wind up whacking her. See if I can get these orders out.
It's the post office. Okay.
That's my girl.
All right, so the last question is from Tony Lee. Before we get into the super chats, Tony Lee asked, did you know Shorty Mascuzio? If so, can you please give details as best as you can why he was taken out?
I believe there was a strip club, a very famous strip club down New York, and a guy owned it, and I believe it was Tony Mascuzzo who was controlling that. He went down and he abused the guy who owned it. It was a legitimate guy. Abused him, scared him to death. The guy pulled out a gun from a drawer and shot him in the chest and in the face or whatever. He shot him a couple of times and killed him. If it's the same story, I hope it's the same one. And he killed a maid guy. Tony Mascuzzo was a maid guy. And we went to John. Are we going to take this guy out? He whacked one of us. And John said, let me think about it. And then John said, no. Because he sent word to him, and this guy said, listen, he scared me, he threatened me, he did this, he did that, and I'll give you the piece. And he put his son, John Jr., in there to run that joint with this guy, and John Jr. got the money, and he didn't kill him. Another fucked up move. No money buys you that. He should have killed that guy who killed our guy, a maid guy. That's the rule. It's another rule that John Gotti Sr. broke. And nobody could understand that. I hope I got the right situation. But I'm almost positive that it is the right situation.
Thank you, Sammy. Just to let everybody know, I know we touched on it before, if you follow Sammy, I know you do, and his stories, that Sons of Ecstasy is coming out on Max January 9th. I know you got a lot of great content coming around.
Yes, it's a story about when I got busted with the ecstasy and stuff like that. So it's on Max.
January 9th.
January 9th, it's coming out, it's debuting, and we'll be watching that carefully. You can watch it on, what is it, HBO Max?
Mm-hmm.
Or Max?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so it's on Max, and it's coming out then. And then I'm doing an interview with, what the hell's his name?
Sheriff Joe Arpaio.
Chef Joe Arpaio. That's coming out very shortly. Yeah. And the other kid there.
Sean Atwood.
And he's not a bad guy. He's, a lot of times people were saying that me and him hit heads. And he admitted, he never even met me. We didn't hit heads. He hit heads with my son and some young guys or whatever. He knew that my name was involved, but me and him never hit heads. And I did talk with him a couple of times. He was a king of the ecstasy in Arizona. I didn't give two shits about ecstasy, I really didn't. But it'll all come out in this interview that's coming out. And I'm going to do an interview with him as well, Joe Arpaio. I did the interview already with Joe Arpaio, right?
Yep.
Yeah. And he came with a bodyguard. I want to tell you this part. He came with a bodyguard. And I didn't care because there was a news guy here, NBC News, there was all kinds of guys. And his bodyguard tripped over the camera and fucking fell on the floor. So I told him, Joe, is this your bodyguard, bro? He's down. I didn't even shoot him. He's down. So I had a blast. I would never disrespect him. He gave me a hard time in prison.
Oh, yeah, you'll see it, guys. It's kind of crazy.
Yeah. And he's 92, so I am just against abusing people who are older than me. I felt like abusing him. He really gave me a hard time. Pink underwear, all stupid shit. But you'll see the interview is great. And
well, he was scared to drink the water. He was not sure about what was in his
Amina
cup.
took out a bottle of water and took the cap off, opened it up, and poured the water. And he pushed the glass to me. So I said, I didn't want water, you wanted water. He wanted me to drink, he was afraid.
You're out of order. This whole court's out of order.
Yeah, he was afraid I was poisoning him or something. I think I took a sip and I says, here, what are you fucking
just
joking away? Get him
staring at
another
you.
different model.
That was hilarious. We got that on camera too.
Yes, it's
That
on
was
camera.
Great.
Then he said he was 82, and the news guy said, Joe, you're not 82, you're 92. And he was trying to goat me in the beginning. He tried to fuck with me a little bit. But you'll see it. I had fun with it. He ain't a bad guy. I listen, I don't live with hate. I put it away. I had hard feelings with him, I'm going to be honest. He really gave me a hard time in prison. I push it on the side. It's the past. It don't matter. I've changed my life. I wound up shaking his hand, and we kissed. And he tried to give me a tongue kiss.
No, he didn't.
No, all right, he didn't do that. He didn't do that. Okay.
Yeah. He wanted the little visa, like on the cheek,
Yeah,
on the cheek.
little on
Very
the cheeks,
Italian.
the little gangster shit. All right, okay.
Sammy, I'm going to get into a couple of super chats if that's okay. Chris is saying Happy New Year, Sammy, and a big handshake.
Love you, Chris. Happy New Year to you and your family as well.
Pizza Dave, were the body shops along Neptune and Stillwell Avenue mobbed up? Were they chop shops?
A lot of those body shops were chop shops and mobbed up, yeah, because everybody got their stolen cars from there and all that shit. So most of them, not all of them, but most of them were mobbed up.
JB Weld is asking if you've ever thought about doing one of those DNA 23andMe tests, because us Sicilians are real mutts. We got Arabic, Jewish, Greek, and all kinds of DNA. Sicily was a real melting pot, much more than the mainland Italy. Happy New Year, Sammy.
Yeah, I was thinking of doing one of those DNAs, but I didn't do it because I got a feeling that I got black blood in me, because every time I take a piss, there's gotta be some black blood in me, bro. And I could move. I got a little rhythm and shit. So I'm not, but I'm not taking those tests.
There you go, JB. Let's see. Mark, dear Sammy, do you know Frank Matthews? He was a black drug dealer who allegedly lived next door to Paul Castellano. He, I guess, disappeared without a trace.
Yes, I didn't know him personally. I knew of him. Extremely rich guy. And I believe he took off, and he lived up in near Paul, and I think he had a case, I think, and took off. Took the money and ran. Used his head. He wasn't beating that case anyway, so he took off, and they never found him. So he's either dead or he took off. He might be dead now anyway, because that's a lot of years ago. So yeah, but I knew of him.
The Bonzo with the envelope for you, boss. No comment, no question.
Thank you, bro.
You kind of answered this one a little earlier. M Driver 1981 is asking, I have an extremely difficult question. In Cosa Nostra, do mobsters ever resort to killing a child witness?
I've never heard of that. I mean, I've really never heard of that. No, I've never heard of having a child witness against you. No, I never heard of that.
There was a movie called The Client, I think, The Client List with Brad Renfro, and it kind of showed that. But it's Hollywood.
Yeah.
Jay Marie is saying, gangsters are a special breed, and honestly, grifters like PBD will do anything and say anything for views and clicks. I'm glad you didn't take that deal, boss. He just wanted to stick his hands in your pocket.
Yep.
Gas Can Lip. Sammy, my Gumbara, Happy New Year to you and the hardworking gals on your team. If any green space Martians come after you, Gas Can Lip will help you clobber them to broccoli juice.
Bro, I put them to work for me, bro. We'll have them hanging out with us, driving cars and doing all kinds of shit. And they could drive flying saucers, so we could do a hit from left field. Hey, guy, take that guy out. Go with your fucking flying saucer and go take him out.
Oh my God. Your mind, your imagination works crazy. That's awesome. Oh my God. I'm I got my papers. I'm good. Chris is saying, Anthony Raimondi claims to have done work for your family, making money on lies and making book deals. Anthony Raimondi. Is it that big guy that was on Vlad with the glasses? Kind of heavy. We'll get back to him.
I don't know. I don't know who it is. Anthony, I don't know.
The Real Gent is asking when the next Table in the Back episode will be out. Watch your newsletter, The Real Gent. Watch your newsletter. We'll definitely put that date in there.
I agree with her.
I concur. Snoop Eastwood, do you think, or what do you think about Joey Testa and Anthony Center getting out?
Listen, there's nobody in prison who knows you better than the warden and the people who are with you. They're with you 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. I believe everybody needs a break. I believe they thought they changed their life. And I've changed mine, so I don't doubt that they could change theirs. They did a lot of time. And, you know, they did a lot of ugly shit, but they were under a boss or a DeMayo. When you're with a guy, a lot of times you're going to do something ugly that you don't really want to do. It happened to me as well. Thank God it wasn't none of that shit. But so maybe once Roy DeMayo was dead, they killed him. Both of them killed him. So maybe they changed their life when they killed him. They didn't like what they were doing. When they got an opportunity, they killed him. And maybe in prison they really changed their life. I wish them the best. I know one thing, both of them had families waiting for them for 28 or 30 something years. I mean, let their family get a break. They're probably old men now. Well, they gotta be old men now. And I wish them the best of luck in the world. I think they deserve a break. I think that the Gonzalez Genovese family, Bobby Manna deserves a fucking break. He's 94 years old.
Wow.
Let him out. Let him die at home with his family. I mean, you know, don't call us animals when you're gonna fucking get a guy at 94 years old after doing almost 40 fucking years, and you're gonna keep him there. What do you want him to do? You want to watch him die? Let him go home with his family. So that's what I think with them. They deserve a break. I don't know them I knew them personally. I met them a bunch of times. Didn't have too many interactions with them. So I know exactly who they are. I know exactly what they did, but they deserve a break.
Stephen Lascala with an envelope for you, Sammy. No comment, no question.
Thank you, bro.
JB Weld back in the chat. When someone in your crew acted up, how would you escalate your warnings to them? Was it a stern talking to or a beating?
No, listen, I give this story all the time. One of the guys came to another one of my guys and he says, "Oh my God, Sammy ripped me a new ass." He was fucking fuming. So he asked him, "What'd you do?" He says, "I was dealing some drugs." But you were told when you came into this crew that he did not want to do drugs. And the death penalty is what would be there. But he was screaming at you? Yeah. Don't worry about it. What do you mean don't worry about it? He likes you. That's why he's screaming at you. If he would have been smiling, don't worry about it, he'd probably kill you. But if he was screaming at you, I told my guys, I did that with Nicky Cowboy when he came in. I knew he drank a lot and he was dealing drugs and using them. And I finally knew him a lot of years. He was a tough guy, so I was going to take him in with my crew, and I told him, one thing, I'm going to give you my word. You could drink, slow it down, no drugs, no dealing, no taking. That's my rule. If you do that, Nicky, I'll kill you. Okay? Sammy, I give you my word. Okay, then come in. He broke his word, and I killed him. People knew that, my crew. I don't give a fuck about the rest of the world. My crew knew that. If I talk to you and I tell you something, I forgive you, and I don't care what you do and certain things, you got to listen to me. If I can't trust you and you're going to do these things behind my back, what else could you do behind my back? You know, I remember that stupid movie thing. I did a little skit on it, where I ask a guy and I'm eating a steak. And I told the guy, and I says, oh my God, this is the best steak I ever ate in my life. What kind of stuff do you put on it? And the guy says, it's a family secret. So I said, all right. And then I asked him again, come on, what is it? All right, it's just a little olive oil and it's a little pepper and this and that and this and this and that. And then I told him, wow, I asked you the second time and you just gave it right up. He says, Sammy, it's a recipe. No, it's not a recipe. You told me it's a family secret. And you gave that up in 2 seconds. Last time somebody did that with me, I did fucking 8 years in fucking prison. You can't, in other words, you can't hold a fucking chichi bean. You can't hold it. You could have stuck with it. It's a family secret. Stay with it. But you couldn't hold that in. And then he started talking, and I said, listen, you could get buried right away. Then he started talking to the guy. I said, don't talk to him. He's not going to help you. He's going to probably be the guy who digs the hole. And the guy was shaking in the restaurant. It was a skit.
Brian Callen.
Brian Callen. Yeah, me
Johnny
and him
Depp
did
in
it
Black
together.
Mass.
Yeah.
Yes.
And it was in a
Oh,
movie,
dude.
right.
What's a chichi bean?
Chichi beans is, I don't even know what chichi beans is, but you can't hold a chichi bean.
Because I'm Mexican, and we got chichis and we got beans. So I don't know what they are together, though.
Yeah, it's probably a Mexican food or something.
Oh, man, that was good. We got to repost that. We got to repost that video. It's great. You and Brian Callen.
Yes, we got to do that.
There's your answer, JB Weld. Hubie Frubins wants to know, the story you told about the urn with your grandma's ashes in them, is that true?
No, that's not true.
Let's see. Mets fan, last super chat of the day. Mets fan, Sammy, just a Happy New Year's envelope. Happy New Year, and get Lily a bone.
Oh, that's great. I love that. You're thinking of Lily. Lily's my best. I say a lot of times, I'm home alone. I live alone. And I look at her. She'll jump in the bed with me, and she cuddles up with me. And I tell her, Lily, I wouldn't know what to do if I didn't have you. Mm-hmm. I really don't. And I feel like that with this dog. It's so good. Such a great dog. You know, I got a new house, and we let her out in the yard. You got to go all the way around to this place. It's blocked in. I made her go to the bathroom there once. She goes right to it. Right, Gabriel?
That's right.
Mm-hmm.
Boom, right to it. Goes to the bathroom. Never in the house. Never, even in the place where I put artificial grass. Straight to that spot. The dog is brilliant. So well trained.
Yeah, she's a sweetheart.
Yeah, she's a sweetheart.
Sammy, do you remember anyone named Bobby Quick?
Bobby Quick. Is he related to Jimmy Slow?
No, he said he wants to give you his best, and that he was the best and fastest bartender at the Plaza Sweet Disco.
I definitely know. That's Bobby? He's
This is
still
Bobby.
alive?
Yep. He said he wants to give you his
This
best.
guy would make drinks like this. I mean, he worked for us in the Plaza Suite. When I took it over, he's the only guy, the first guy I went to when I took it over, right to Bobby. Wow, I can't believe it.
Yep.
I went right to Bobby, and he told me the scoop, what was going on, and I told him, good, you're staying here. I got rid of some of the bouncers. I took it over, but he stayed with me, and he was great. Great, I mean, the best bartender you ever want to see.
Oh, there you go, Bobby Quick.
You see, this is what Sammy's life is like.
Yeah.
We get in an Uber, and they know him from back east, a family member, 6 Degrees to Sammy the Bull. They love him. This is what people, how they know him, how they remember him, and how they think of him. That's gangster.
That's gangster, straight up gangster, you know. Show me people like, you know, a lot of people say, oh, you were the devil. I got people 40, 50 years back who call me, keep in touch with me. People who are my partners in construction or different things. Mm-hmm. And But I got a little bit of a reputation that people try to take advantage of, and I got to overcome. And I overcame it mentally. You know, people say, what would you do different? Nothing. Nothing. I'm really happy at what I am today, and all of those things made me what I am today. So how could I change? What do you want me to change? So they want to hear the bullshit. You know, you really became a, yeah, I became. Listen, I always believed in God. I never used the thing, you know, a lot of guys, when they were in prison, I found Jesus Christ in the cell and I changed my life. Yeah, bullshit. I would tell a guy like that, you met Jesus Christ in the cell? Yeah. What color shirt did he have on? Oh, come on, Sammy. Well, what? You met him. What did he have on? He had a gown, a shirt. What did he have on? You met him. You met him because now you're going to get a few years taken off of your sentence, and I never used that. But I always believed in God. I did. Becoming a born-again Christian, some people asking me about that, and I got good vibes. It's a long story. I'm not going to say the whole story, but I got good vibes in this Ocean Church in California, and the people that I met there and I was with. And when the guy found out I was going to his church, he eventually talked to me and he wanted to baptize me. And I didn't think there was anything wrong with that. Getting a little closer to God, becoming a Christian, a born-again Christian, I thought it was a good idea. I was born and raised as a Catholic. I'm not crazy about the Catholic religion. I know a lot of shit that went on in it. I didn't want nothing to do with it. So I believe in God. I don't believe in certain religions, but I do believe in Christianity. They seem to tell the truth. They help people like crazy, especially these guys in Ocean City, Ocean Church.
Yeah.
Chris is dropping in a super chat for you, Sammy. Last minute vig for the crew.
Thank you, my man.
Well, Happy New Year, Sammy. We love you.
Happy New Year to you guys. I love you guys. You're a family to me. I let my hair down. But I don't have no fucking hair. So, but I let it down, and I feel super comfortable with you, and I can talk with you, and that's why I sometimes I'm on another interview, I check myself a little bit, and the guy says, oh, you really did change your life. You don't curse no more. I says, no, not that much. Are we done? Yeah. Adios, motherfucker.
Maloney, baloney.
Baloney. All right, guys. I got to go. I got another couple of calls and things to do and messages. People to see. What was that expression? Places to go, people to see. And I got to take a piss. All right, guys. Adios.